こうエピソードがある。It's about time. はいはい、駐車場だ。えあ、
All right, I'm ready.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Emmett Brown. I'm standing on the parking lot at Twin Pines Mall. It's Saturday morning, October 26th, 1985, 1:18 a.m. And this is temporal experiment number 1. Come on,
Yeah,
Amy.
Joe, hi.
Hey, boy, get in there. That a boy. In you go. Get down. Get your seatbelt on. That's it.
あ、実験の
Whoa,
時の
whoa,
やつね。
whoa. Okay.
Please note that Einstein's
Hope
clock
they're
is
doing
in
this
precise synchronization with my control watch. Got it?
Right, check, Doc.
Good. Have a good trip, Einstein. Watch your head.
You got that thing hooked up to the car?
Watch this.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
Not me. The car. The car.
車取りなさいと。さあ、最初のトリップのタイミング。
If my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit. Watch this, watch this. What did I tell you? 88 miles per hour! The temporal displacement occurred at exactly 1:20 a.m. and 0 seconds!
1時20分ちょうどに実験成功ですと。
Doc, what the heck was that?
Calm down, Marty. I didn't disintegrate anything. The molecular structure of both Einstein and the car are completely intact.
Where the hell are they?
The appropriate question is, when the hell are they? You see, Einstein has just become the world's first time traveler. I sent him into the future. 1 minute into the future, to be exact. And at precisely 1:21 a.m. and 0 seconds, we shall catch up with him and the time machine.
Wait a minute, Doc. What are you talking about? A time machine?
The way I see it, if you're going to build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style? Besides, the stainless steel construction made the flux dispersal. Look out!
帰ってくる。
Doc?
Huh, that's peculiar.
Where's the car, Doc?
It should have caught up with us 27 seconds ago.
Doc, what happened to Einstein?
No need for concern. It's probably just a minor miscalibration of the time circuits. Marty, could you get my notebook? It should be in the toolbox.
L3 で歩きます。ドッグ。ヘルプ。罰決定か。ああ、時計ね。なるほど。デルスティックで歩きますと。はいはい。はノートなんかどこにあんねん。あったわ。なあ
Notebook. Got it. Flux capacitor?
That's it!
What the heck's a flux capacitor?
My latest invention, the thing that makes time travel possible. In this notebook, I detail the nearly 3 decades of scientific breakthroughs necessary to build a working time machine. If it ever fell into the wrong hands, the consequences could be catastrophic. Let's see. It's mass equals I times Z, and E equals the square root of Z times C squared. And the flux dispersal rate is inversely proportional to the 4th root of N, carry the 9, then...
Consequences could be catastrophic? Whoa, deja vu. Doc?
お、ツインパインボールが。
Doc, what is it?
I've made a horrible mistake.
とんでもない失態を犯した。あ、毒が消えてしまう。
Doc, no!
I'm sorry, Marty.
Doc, come back! Doc!
なんだ、映画とは地区が違うのか。変な寝方してないな。
Marty, is everything okay?
お母ちゃん。
Yeah, Mom, it was just a nightmare. I was in the past, and Doc was there.
どこが行っちゃったと。ああ、3の終わりの後ね。
Well, you're safe and sound now. Back in good old 1986. But you'd better get up. Your father's waiting for you.
Huh?
パパが待
Weren't
って
you
る。
going to meet him over at Doc's?
Holy crap, I'm late!
どこに会いに行く約束したんちゃうん。やべ、どこが有名なのか全然わからん。エピソード1 It's about time. 模型ね。壊れたアンプか。壊れてないな。1986年5月14日。
Dad, are we too late to stop the sale?
Better late than never. You wouldn't believe how much rare stuff there is back here.
That's Doc's stuff. The city has no right
Now,
to.
son, I know you're upset, but your friend's been gone for months, and the city really seems hell-bent on using his land for that new parking garage. And, hey, is that a first edition Jules Verne?
It's just not fair. But at least things can't get any worse.
Hey, Marty.
Biff!
Hi, Biff.
Come to see if the old crackpot had any buried treasure?
お宝探しに来たかい？
Nah, I guess I'm just... remembering.
ラボの中のアイテムをあ、なんか危険なもの？テレビ。フィッシュタンク。ジョージ。あ、ジョージ。お父さんジョージ。あれ？何も調べられへん。ビーフ。アンプ。
Hey, let me!
Now, Biff, leave Marty alone. This is a very emotional time for him.
Oh, sure. Sorry, Marty.
そうか、ジョージ・マックフライやな、途中。あ、カンカンがないからね、餌がね。一緒か。思い出のもの
A fish tank? I never knew Doc raised fish. Doc's fish had weird taste and decor. I kind of like Doc.
どこらしいやと。テレビ。
Does nature contrive it so that even with a time machine, you can intervene to prevent your own conception, for example?
お、ヒントがあったぞ。ヒルバレーの模型。はい。こっち。こっち。
Doc built this model at downtown Hill Valley way back in 1955. The clock tower in the courthouse even works. What the? Is that Doc's notebook in there?
Hey, that looks just like the courthouse. You gotta hand it to the old coot. He was good with his hands.
Biff, can I see that a minute?
This would look great in my fish tank. Give the old carp something new to nibble on.
Come on, I saw it first.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But I picked it up first.
Give it here, Biff.
Well, well, looky what we have here. Looks like plans for something. What's a flux catheter?
It's none of your business. Doc asked me to...
Brown's worm food, kid. But this looks like it
あれ、
might
ビ
be
フ
worth
超
something.
強気やん。困ったらヘルプを押そう。ノートブックがビーフに取られちゃった。返して。返して。返してくれない。他にビフの興味の引くものを探せばいいのかな。違うか。お父ちゃんに頼めばいいんか。お父ちゃん。違う。あ、違うか。
Doc's fish had weird taste and decor. I kind of like
違
Doc.
うな。お、なんかめっちゃ選べるぞ。
I wonder why Doc didn't take any of these with him.
ヒヒギター。アンプでギュイーン。
Hey, Dad, why's my guitar got a price tag on it?
Sorry, son. Must have been an overzealous clerk. Just pick it up. I'll iron things out with the bank.
It took me forever to repair this thing after I blew it out last time, and now some jerk's gonna pick it up for pennies.
四角。あ、アイテムや。ジョージ・マクフラーの写真。
It may not look like much, but it packs a wallop.
なるほど。これでギターアンプが使えるようになると。
Here's an oldie, but a goodie. A 1, 2, 3.
Hey, look! It's Chuck Butthead. Let me show you how it's done.
Now, Biff, I think that's Marty's guitar.
Oh, gosh. You're right, Mr. McFly. Oh, here you go, Marty. Let's hear a few licks.
ジョージには頭上がらんけど。
Wow, that was sizzling
マーティン
hot.
には強くで
Like
き
a
る。
melting ice cube.
あれ置いてってなかった。
And now, something your kids are really gonna like.
Thanks for warming them up for me, Butthead.
Biff, I thought I told you not to take my son's guitar.
Oh, right. Sure thing, Mr. McFly. I was just warming him up for you, Marty. Let's see what you got.
はいはい。なんか取りに行ったよね。ちょっと、ビフ。ああ。
Hope that wasn't poison gas or anything.
Hey, let me try, Marty.
Now, Biff, let Marty have his turn.
You got it, Mr. McFly.
ああ。ジョージに邪魔されずになんかうまいことやらないかのか。
Doc must have whipped up some crazy compounds in that cauldron. It smells like beef stew. Seems kind of empty without the courthouse. Looks like a hand crank lightning rod, or maybe a lightning powered pencil sharpener.
なんもねえわ。助けて。ビフから離すでしょ。はいはい。ヒントガンガン見ながらやれるんや。爆音にしろってことかい？
Let's make some noise.
はいはい。はいはい、爆音にしろと。マックスじゃないんか。これでギターを弾くと。
You want to hear a number by Biff and the Biff Tones? Always happy to play for my adoring fans.
Now, Biff.
Oh, yeah. Here you go, Marty.
弾いてみろ。
Man, you kids have ruined rock and roll.
してんなと。あかんのか。なんや、どうしたらええ
Better
や。
not crank it up anymore. I really don't want to blow this thing out again.
もうマックスか。ビフ。ヒントをいっぱい見るぜ。ジョージに教えて。なるほど。ジョージと喋るんや。お父ちゃん助けて。お父ちゃん。
Hey, Dad. About Biff. Dad, I know you're trying to help.
He talks a big game, son, but he's not so tough. I've been dealing with him a long time. Believe me, I can handle it.
So can I.
I guess you can. Okay, son, I'll stay out of your way. You know where to find me.
この感じで言うと。あ？全然聞いてなかった。
I'm telling you, this sale is a joke. Doc's only been gone for a few months, and I happen to know.
Yes, you've told us he's not dead. He's on a trip. Let's say you're right. Have you considered that this trip may not have been entirely voluntary? I hate to say it, but Doc's run up some pretty sizable debts around town. Maybe he's just hiding from his creditors. Problem? Biff?
He's got this thing, see, and I really need to get it back.
If he stole something from you...
No, it's one of Doc's notebooks. He found it first, but...
Oh, well then I'm not sure what to tell you. I guess you'll just have to appeal to his better angels or something.
あー
Or something.
取り返ししてない方がいいと。
That notebook is Doc's legacy. I've got an obligation to protect it.
Now, hold on a minute. Didn't you just get done telling me Doc's still around? Off traveling somewhere?
Yeah?
Then how is it your obligation to protect his legacy? You can't have it both ways, Marty. If Doc's alive, he can protect his own legacy.
あと
I'll keep looking around. Thanks, Dad.
OK 見てみるぜ。ビーフ返して。
Hey, Biff.
Dangerous ボースレス Behind me とか。まあ多分それ見てもわかんねえよ。おう、
I'll
書い
pay
て
you
る
for
ね。
it.
How much? Not enough.
あかんのかい。理解できないやつでもくれへんしな。
It's just a notebook with Doc's scribblings. What did Doc ever accomplish?
Nothing.
Then it's worthless, right?
If it was really worthless, you wouldn't want it so bad.
あららららら。あららら。
That notebook wouldn't mean anything to you. You wouldn't even understand what's in it.
You calling me ignorant?
怒っちゃったよ。
I only want that notebook because, well, I'm sentimental. It's like a piece of Doc.
Doc's dead. Time to get over it and move on.
書いとる書
I'll
いと
pay
る。
you for it.
How much?
I
Not enough.
ダメかい。
just can't let you keep that notebook. It's dangerous.
What, is it set to explode or something?
Well, in a way.
I'll take my chances.
あ
Never mind.
自分の力でなんとかせえって言われたけど。パパ助けて
Hey, Dad. Who's running this sale anyway?
Oh, that'd be me, son.
You. Why?
Well, once it became apparent that the bank was going through with the sale, I volunteered to oversee it in order to make sure that Doc's stuff would be treated with a modicum of respect. Isn't that right, Biff?
You got it, Mr. McFly.
はあ
You got Doc wrong. Sure, maybe he's not so good with money. That's just because his mind's always on bigger things. But he's still a straight-up guy. He'd never run away from his problems.
Well, you know him better than I do, son. But the bank is within its rights to sell off his stuff. Maybe you should try to find some things to remember him by before Biff grabs them all.
Do you think dreams can predict the future?
Well, you know I don't go in for that mystical stuff, but I do think they can reflect how you're feeling about the future.
あらあら
I'll keep looking around. Thanks, Dad.
役に立たんな、お父ちゃん。ヒントを見る。パワフルパンチ。はもう一回
I better not crank it up anymore. I really don't want to blow this thing out again.
もういかんのギターあげる
You want to hear a number by Biff and the Biff Tones? Always happy to play for my adoring fans.
あらあらあらあら。ビャインってなってまうで。
Now watch me blow the lid off this joint.
Whatever you say.
ワイン。
Rock on, Biff.
Oh, shit.
肥やしじゃないんや。
Doc, where are you?
あららららららら。来ちゃった？あら、未来用にアップグレードされてるじゃないか。デロリアン。
Doc? Einstein!
アインシュタイン。
Where do you come from, boy? Didn't you bring Doc with you?
ドクと一緒じゃないのかい？壊れてる。お、レコーダー。
Marty?
Ah!
Marty, if you're hearing this recording, then the DeLorean's automatic retrieval feature is a resounding success.
Automatic retrieval?
In case of my failure to return to the DeLorean within an allotted time, I programmed the time machine to jump to these four-dimensional coordinates without me. As you are well aware, time travel is an inherently risky activity, and despite my elaborate precautions, there's always a possibility that I could land in trouble sometime, and that sometime is now, or then, or maybe later.
He's in trouble.
Marty, you come to my rescue in the past, or was it the future? Anyway, I'm relying on you to do it again. Please take the DeLorean back, or forward, to whatever it is I'm stuck in time. When you get there, I'm sure you'll figure out what to do.
That's it? Aren't you gonna tell me when that is?
Just go to the date specified on the time circuit readout under the heading marked Last Time Departed. Good luck.
Right. Last time departed. Oh, jeez. Come on. Crap! Oh, great. How am I supposed to find him now? Okay, Doc, I know I haven't seen you in a few months, but I'm pretty sure this isn't your shoe. I can use those to enter a date into the time circuits. Once I know when to look for Doc.
動画使ってるの見た。
I can use those to enter a date into the time circuits. Once I know when to look for Doc.
ああ、どうやって使ってたかわからんから無理だと。よいしょ
Looks like the time circuits still work. Now I only need to know when to look for Doc.
これは生きてると。は？なんかいっぱいあるな。なんやと。
This notebook has all of Doc's plans for the flux capacitor and the DeLorean. I'd better make sure it never falls into the wrong hands. And by wrong hands, I mostly mean Biff.
手放すべきじゃない。
I can use those to enter a date into the time circuits. Once I know when to look for Doc.
使えへんけど、毒が使ってるのを見たことがあると。
I can use those to enter a date into the time circuits.
これも一
Once I
緒。
know when to look for Doc.
でも見たことがある
I probably shouldn't fiddle with the time circuits again until I know when to look for Doc. I probably shouldn't fiddle with the time circuits again until I know when to look for Doc.
と。は？ヒントを見る。なんでデロリアン来たん？アインシュタインがなんかやってきたんやと。はい。テープレコーダー。Mysterious shoes.
This time-traveling shoe is my only clue to finding Doc.
どこの靴だけ見つけた。ヘッ 出る。アインシュタイン。
What kind of trouble is Doc in, Einie?
DeLorean しか選べへんの。こっちから入れんの？こっちから。ああ、運転席に行ってしまう。よっこいしょ。わからんかったら L3 押し込みでいけると。そのまんま。やだやだ。アインシュタインはなんかしてきたやん。何してきたん？これでしょ。装備した状態で使うの？
Nah,
違う。
I don't think so. Maybe not.
あは。
Not sure what that.
なるほど。装備して使ったことになるんだ。ってことは、本を装備して使い方が書いてあるんじゃん。
After all the trouble I went through getting this thing, there's no way I'm letting it out of my sight. After all the trouble I went through getting this thing, there's no way I'm letting it out of my sight.
違う。
Not sure what that. Not sure what that. Not sure what that.
ちゃうね。
Not sure what that.
うん、ちゃうね。わからないね。
This time traveling shoe is my only clue to finding Doc.
なになに、靴をアインシュタインに嗅がせるの？アインシュタイン靴。
What do you know about this shoe, Einie? Great Scott! I think he's onto something.
正解やった。こっちだよ。つくことで。
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. How's this supposed to lead me to Doc, Einie? Starbase 0. I hope Jimmy's fixed the Wild Gunman machine.
ガンマンマシーン。ゲーセンかな？
I guess there's time for a quick game. Okay, now I'm ready.
一発ゲームをかましていこうと。アインシュタイン。
What kind of trouble is Doc in, Einie? Why couldn't Doc have invented a dog translator?
犬語訳してくれ誰か。ピ
Step away from the door.
Ah!
Now, let me get a look at you.
Einstein, come on!
Just as I suspected. Hooligans! Get along now! Scat!
ー、どっか行けやボケイ。
E.
誰ですか？
You aren't related to, Vice Principal Strickland, are you, ma'am?
Not that it's any of your business, but I'm his sister, Edna. Oh, and you're one of those McFly slackers, aren't ya?
Yes, what's old man Strick? I mean, what else has your brother been saying about me?
Nothing I couldn't have deduced for myself, slacker.
めっちゃ嫌われてるやん。アインシュ
State
タイン。
your business, child! You're making me miss Merv!
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm not sure why I'm here. Einstein here brought me, and...
Well?
あらあら。
I'm not a hooligan, ma'am. I'm a teenager.
I wasn't born yesterday, young man. Aren't you the miscreant who skateboards through the town square every morning between 8 and 8:30 in a decidedly unpunctual manner?
Yeah?
All skateboarders are hooligans. It's a fact. Look it up.
8時から1時半の間
Can you let me in? I've got something to show you.
What is it? Let me see.
お、見してみろ。何を見せるんや、これか。これやな。
A shoe? Now what would I want with a... Huh?
それは。
Stay there!
そこにいなさい。子供の頃のやつってこと？あ、いた。
Leave that creature outside!
Sorry, Einstein.
犬めっちゃ嫌いなんやな。超いい子や、アインシュタイン。
Well, took you long enough.
There's a lot of stairs.
To return the shoe, I mean. I lost it ages ago. You can put it down next to the other one. Much better. So neat and orderly. I suppose you'll be wanting some sort of reward now.
No,
All I've got is tea and candy.
But...
I'm sorry I called you a hooligan. I try not to jump to conclusions, but after all, 9 out of 10 people in this city are hooligans. It's a fact. Look it up.
ひっついてへんね。
Have a seat, Sonny.
座ってろ。どこに？
Hey! You kids! Put out those cigarettes!
タバコ吸ってんじゃねえよ。ずっとこれしてんだ、おばちゃん。すごいな。キャンディー。
the candy looks older than I am.
あらあら。
Man, she keeps it hot in here.
That's the kettle. I'll be right back with some tea. Then don't touch anything.
あらあら。でも触らなと。触んなと言われて触らないやつはいない。
Jeez, they all look like they've got sticks up there.
What's that, dear?
Nothing. Einstein brought me that shoe from the past. But when in the past? Stop looking at me.
キッチンは近づかない。猫ちゃん。
Yeah, that's peculiar.
あら
The
ら。
water still hasn't come to a boil.
まだやった。
Don't
新聞がいっぱい
touch those! My newspapers are in pristine condition and meticulously organized. Not about to let some street punk get jam all over them.
キッチン。
Miss Strickland, about your tea. You forgot to turn on the...
You! It's spelled with a U! You illiterate vandal!
えへへ。なんなんこのおばちゃん。
Miss Strickland?
Jack! Diane! I know what you're doing behind that
こう
tree!
いう日常のおばちゃんなのね。
Yes?
Do you remember when you lost your shoe?
Shoe?
That shoe over there.
Oh, that shoe! Huh. Aye, what a nosy Nelly! No one likes a busybody, you know.
But
Oh, fine, let me think about it. Yes, I remember. I lost it in a scuffle with a dog. Oh, when was it? Oh, yes, the day that speakeasy burned down.
a speakeasy in Hill Valley?
Don't act so surprised, young man. Your generation doesn't hold a copyright on moral depravity, you know. Sin has been on the prowl in Hill Valley since the day it was founded.
What's with all these newspapers?
This is my personal archive. I've got every issue of the Hill Valley Telegraph ever published.
Get out! Every single issue?
From 1871 to the present. If it happened in Hill Valley, you'll find it in my stacks.
Don't let me keep you from your business.
You there! Don't even think about tossing that Kleenex on the ground! I told you not to touch those!
はい。もう、いいかな。1980、1870。
Is that Vice Principal Strickland?
Mother never could keep little Gerald out of her clothes.
Marshall Strickland.
My grandfather, gunned down by Mad Dog Tannen over 100 years ago.
あれこの人、
That's not how I
市
remember
長
it.
さん保安官さん
Jeez, they all look like they've got sticks up there.
What's that?
Nothing.
さて、もういいかな。
I can't leave now. Miss Strickland's my only hope of finding Doc.
あら、道具の手がかり。道具の手がかりが欲しい。
Excuse me, Miss Strickland? I guess somewhere in these stacks there must be an article about the speakeasy burning down.
Naturally. I probably wrote it myself. I was quite a reporter back in the day.
Any idea what date that article came out?
Well, obviously the day after the speakeasy burned down.
スピーキーって何
Wow, a speakeasy. That must have been wild. Is it true they used to drink gin out of slippers like my grandma said?
Don't romanticize the past, young man. Prohibition was a time when gangsters ruled the town while honest citizens quaked in their beds.
Doing some stargazing?
No, I set my sights on lower things. Is that? Tiff Tannen! Get away from that hubcap before I call you
Tiff Tannen.
father!
So where was it? That speakeasy that burned down, I mean.
That was ages ago. If you're looking for bootleg hooch.
No, I'm just curious, that's all. I'm a student of history.
Student of history, my Aunt Fanny. Yeah, your
Oh.
generation of hooligans and slackers could give two ripe figs about history.
Miss Strickland?
Oh, video store!
Huh?
The speakeasy used to be hidden in plain sight down there in the town square. Right where that disgusting videotape rental store squats today.
So the video store building must have gone up after the speakeasy burned down.
The following year, as I recall.
Don't let me keep you from your business.
ビデオ屋さんに行く。
would you mind if I stepped out for a minute? I just remembered a video I've got to return.
Do you have to go? I get so few visitors these days.
But...
And I'd hate to have to tell my brother, your vice principal in charge of discipline, how rude you were to me. Especially with graduation coming up and all.
I guess I'm stuck here for a while.
もうちょっとがええの？
That tea's never gonna boil. That tea's never gonna boil.
はい。お茶は入りません。
The candy looks older than I am. Mind if I take a look?
Go ahead, dear.
お、ビフがビデオを借りている。違う、本か？ビデオか？
Rebuilt in February 1932. So the fire must have happened before then. But when? I need a date.
Don't look at me. I'm far too old for you.
日付が知りたい。
I told you not to touch those.
新聞を見させてくれ。
Miss Strickland? I guess somewhere in these stacks there must be an article about the speakeasy burning down.
Naturally. I probably wrote it myself. I was quite a reporter back in the day.
Any idea what date that article came out?
Well, obviously the day after the speakeasy burned down.
日付が
Don't let me keep you from your business.
役に立たないぜ。外に出るぜ。
I'm not leaving until I find Doc somewhere in those newspapers.
そうだよね。新聞でね。いつか見ないとね。ジョージ・マックフラーの写真は？
I don't think that picture's gonna do anything but confuse people.
意味ないか。
Jeez, they all look like they've got sticks up there.
What's that?
Nothing.
ヒント。さあ、燃えた火を。必要なのは日付です。部屋の中を探してみましょう。これか。
There's the whistle. Surely the water's boiling by now.
お湯が沸いたよと。沸いてないけどな。
I'm not leaving until I find Doc somewhere in those newspapers.
ああ、ここで新聞見ろってことか。日付が知りたいんです。
Let's see. Ground broken on site of former speakeasy. Singer vanishes. Hill Valley Expo delights crowd. Soup kitchen exposed. Here we go. Speakeasy arsonist slain. Legal procedure gave way to old-fashioned vengeance last night when a mob descended on the Hill Valley police station. The suspect in the speakeasy arson case, a drifter known as Carl Sagan, was pulled from his... Carl Sagan? It's Doc! Killed by a mob. What's the date? June 14th, 1931. Jeez, I gotta rescue him.
1931年6月14日。
My newspapers!
Sorry, Miss Strickland. Let me...
No! You've gotten my history out of order! Oh, do you know how long it'll take to fix what you've done? Oh, get out! Get out! Get out!
出てけ、出てけ。
Help! Police! I'm being attacked by hooligans!
クソ迷惑なおばちゃんやな。1931年よ。ゴミを入れる。
Marty! Where you been, son? And what are you doing in that getup?
Halloween party.
It's
Halloween party
a
です。
costume. Tonight's the big Halloween party.
Halloween party? In May? Never mind, you don't have to explain. I'm sure whatever it is you're up to, you know what you're doing, right?
I hope so.
Hey, sometimes you gotta go out on a limb for the ones you love, right? Wish my dad had understood that. You won't stay away too long.
You'll barely know I was gone. You ready to go, Einstein?
アインシュタインも連れてくんか。
Time circuits? On. Flux capacitor. Fluxy. Okay. If Doc's gonna get killed on June 14th, 1931, I'll just show up the day before and get him out. I hope you know what you're doing, Doc.
前の日ね。前の日ですね。13日。ちゃんと飛ばないの。はいはい。ドラムがいる。あらあらあらあら。行かないで行かないで。出発日が変わっちゃった。あ、出た、いつものカバー。未来の車。いつもの場所に停車します。
Einstein, where'd you go now, boy?
お、時計塔ですね。ほら、路面電車走ってる。用意なかったっけ？
Young man! Excuse me, young man!
Who? Me?
You're the only man in the street, and I'm looking for a man-in-the-street reaction. Naturally, you know about the explosion that destroyed this illegal gin establishment.
I read about it, yeah.
What's your opinion of Carl Sagan, the stranger who single-handedly did what the law has been unable to do for 10 long years, namely, rid Hill Valley of the scourge of liquor?
もうどこ捕まってるやん。
There's gotta be some sort of mistake here. Carl wouldn't do something like that.
It's surprising the lengths a person will go to when it's a clear-cut matter of right and wrong. You've got an honest look about you. You do support the side of righteousness, I trust.
How'd Doc get himself into...
Doc?
Doc is his nickname. I'm good friends with Carl.
You are? Really? Oh, but I need an unbiased opinion for my story. Pretend you don't know him. How would you feel about his heroic act of destruction?
Bum.
Well, I'm not so big on bomb blasts.
Yes, but this bomb blasted a speakeasy, the very symbol of lawlessness and corruption. You're all for cleaning up the town, aren't you? Do you have a message for the vicious gangsters who still roam these streets, no doubt plotting to corrupt our citizens with another den of booze, sin, and debauchery?
Yeah, tell him, go ahead, make my day.
Make your day what? Never mind. I'll play around with it and see if I can come up with something better. Mr. May I get your name?
Yeah, it's...
Sonny Croc. Harry...はマイケルホールは知らねえ。
Michael Corleone.
これでいいわ。
Thank you for sharing your candid opinions, Mr. Corleone. Edna Strickland, Hill Valley Herald.
I know, I met you back. I'm familiar with your work.
You read my column? How sweet! I know it's just an etiquette column, but I believe it'll lead to bigger and better... Oh!
Einstein, no, down, boy.
Is this wretched creature yours? He assaulted me once before.
What's got into you?
Aggressive dogs must be kept on leash at all times. It's the law. Look it up.
Doc, I gotta find Doc.
警察署。丸ボタンで走れます。
I guess this is where the speakeasy burned down. How'd Doc ever get mixed up in that?
警察署ですよね。やべ、超移動しづれ。なんやなんや。警察署ですよね。スープキッチン。
Hill Valley Police Station. Cripes, this place looks old, even for 1931.
1931年からあるんか。
Doc!
Marty!
Doc!
What are you doing here?
You sent for me, Doc.
I did? When?
May 14th, 1986.
1980? The automatic retrieval system. Of course. I'd almost forgotten about that.
So what's our plan for getting you out of here?
Plan? We don't need a plan.
We don't.
Not in the slightest. The police picked me up for that speakeasy fire a couple of weeks ago, but the DA hasn't got a case. They're releasing me tomorrow morning.
So basically, I traveled 50 years into the past to deliver your car?
Sorry about that, but it's so wonderful to see you. We have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, you might want to hold off on that, Doc.
Great Scott! I'm going to be gunned down by gangsters on the steps of the courthouse.
Why would they do that?
Guess they didn't approve of my burning down their speakeasy.
Very funny, Doc. Maybe now we should come up with a plan?
A plan, right. But what?
立ち上がろう。
Why don't I take the DeLorean, go back in time before you were arrested, and stop you from getting caught in the first place?
Don't even think about it. Without my unjust incarceration, the events that sent you into the past might never happen, resulting in a paradox of continuum-shattering proportions.
Jeez, we've been back together for 5 minutes, Doc, and you're already talking about the end of the universe. I've missed that.
Don't be ridiculous, Marty. I was only referring to the end of the universe as we know it.
suppose I could just get some dynamite and break out of jail.
No, that's far too dangerous. Not just to me, but to random innocent people in the past. The repercussions could be... That's it!
What's it?
My rocket-powered drill.
You have a rocket-powered drill?
Not yet. I haven't built it yet.
You've lost me, Doc.
Listen, a few months ago, my 17-year-old self sent in a patent application for a rocket-powered drill. I abandoned the project after I never heard back from the patent office, but the prototype should be nearly complete.
Great, I'll just run back to your lab and...
No, I said nearly complete. You'll need me to help you finish it.
How the hell am I supposed to sneak a half-finished rocket-powered drill into your cell?
Not me! 1931 me!
Wait a minute, Doc. You want me to convince your 1931 self to build a rocket-powered drill to break you out of jail?
Precisely!
Okay, let's say I go along with this crazy idea. Where can I find you? I mean, the other you.
How should I know? It was over 50 years ago. Why don't you go over to the soup kitchen next door and give my house a call? They'll know where to find me.
Soup kitchen. Got it.
Just stay away from the soup. It'll cause irreparable damage to your digestive system.
I guess I better get started. Don't worry, Doc. I'll get you out of here in no time.
I'm not worried. Once you and my younger self put your heads together, you'll be unstoppable.
若い俺でもいけると。スープキッチンでスープ飲んでろと。スープキッチン。スープキッチンありますね。
Sisters of Mercy Soup Kitchen. Come for the soup, stay for the salvation.
オープンしてますね。これスープキッチンだけど、あのカフェか。
McFly!
Biff?
Kid!
Grandpa?
That's Mr. Tannen to you, Artie. What are you doing out here?
Well, I was getting kind of hungry, so I figured I'd come down here for some free soup.
Just thought I'd come down for some soup. Think, McFly. The DA's throwing around subpoenas like Babe Ruth.
I don't think Ruth's a pitcher anymore.
Shut it. If one of those subpoenas landed in the hands of my number cruncher, I'd be in a whole lot of trouble. I could even get sent up the river. You wouldn't want that, would you? Would you?
No, of course not, kid.
All right, that's better. What are you looking at, punk? Keep your eyes on the soup, kid. Well?
Well, what?
Well, what are you still doing here?
Sorry, kid. I'll just run back to the safe house.
You do that. And McFly?
Yes?
That hat's too flashy. You better let me hold on to it. Now scram!
You got it, boss.
And don't come out until I give you the all clear. I swear, if even one of you mooks could add 2 plus 2 without your fingers, I'd dump that wimp into the lake. Hey! Anyway, I'm off to make myself irresistible. Don't let anyone burn down the shop while I'm gone.
どこでも来んな。注文させてくれ。
Okay. Hey, never mind.
Okay.
The kitchen's for management only, Rummy.
Whoa!
怖い。Guy.
I better not talk to him. I don't want to mess up his timeline. Those who once ate delicacies are destitute in the street. Cheery.
Brown residence?
Hi. Do you know where I could find Emmett Brown?
Young Master Brown is currently tending to his clerking duties at the courthouse. Who, may I say, is calling?
The courthouse? Doc never told me he worked at the courthouse.
スープ飲んでろ言われたけど。
There's no way I'm gonna keep that door open without some help. Nice rack.
Yeah, we got all kinds of culinary enhancements back there.
Looks like these pipes go into the basement. Okay. Hey, never mind.
ヒントは見つかったのかしら。こっちから言ったらいいの？ダメか。スープ飲んどけって言われたけど、場所は分かったな。フォンナンバー。
Brown Estate, Klondike 51038.
電話か。
Not sure what that.
OK, OK.
Brown Estate, Klondike 51038.
アイテムを使うって頭が全然ねえな。電話をかける。
ブラウンレジデン
一緒か。なんやねん。合ってるか。この人に電話かけるんちゃうん。
ブラウンレジデン
何回もかけたら怒られると。ヒントを見るぜ。もう分かってんだ。分かってるから行きなさいと。
Not sure what that.
OK。なんとかハウスに行く道が分からへん。まあ行ってみるか。アインシュタイン。
Hey, how you doing, Einie?
そんだけ？ドクんとこ行こうか、これ。ドク分かったよ、場所。あったったったったった。あったったったったった。君道が全然分からない。ドク。
Doc!
Morty! Have you found my younger self yet?
お兄ちゃん見たよ。
Guess who I bumped into at the soup kitchen? My grandfather.
No!
Don't worry, I didn't talk to him or change his future or anything.
Good.
I wish I could, though. This era's Tannen is treating him like dirt.
Don't worry. If history plays out as it's supposed to, he'll soon be out from under Kit Tannen's thumb and free to live out his life as a humble accountant with your grandma. What was her name again?
Sylvia.
Right, Sylvia.
Sylvia.
What's the story with this kid Tannen jerk anyway?
Biff's father? By this time next year, he'll be pulling down a life sentence in San Quentin. There was even a song about it.
Wait, if Biff will be born in 1938, and Kid will be in prison...
As I recall, he escaped from prison in 1937 for about 3 hours.
That's a busy 3 hours.
No kidding.
What do you know about Edna Strickland?
Edna? We never really socialized when I was younger. She was a few years older than me, and we traveled in different socioeconomic circles. Why do you ask?
She thinks you're a hero for burning down that speakeasy. She's doing a story on you.
A story? Oh, yes, now I remember. Ask Edna, the etiquette column that doubled as a pro-temperance soapbox. She believed that the consumption of alcohol would inevitably lead to a complete societal breakdown.
Sounds like a fun gal.
You should have seen her when the hippies started showing up in the 60s. She just about lost her mind.
That would explain a lot. So, according to the British guy on the phone, you're working at the courthouse.
Of course. In the summer of 31, my father made me work as a junior clerk.
That doesn't sound like any fun.
I hated every minute of it. My father was, strict. In any event, you should head over to the courthouse right away and introduce yourself to me.
What does a law clerk do anyway?
Horrible paper shuffling task, but that's not important. Get yourself to the courthouse and find me.
見つけてこいと言ってどうやって行くねん
I know this really isn't the right time or place, but I found your notebook.
Ah, so that's where I left it. Why'd you bring it here?
Because the bank's selling off all your stuff.
They can't do that.
That's what I keep trying to tell them.
Well, you hold on to it for safekeeping. We'll deal with my financial situation in 1986 after we save meat from a grisly death in 1931.
絶対に見せたらいかんと
Hang in there, Doc.
Not the best choice of words, Marty.
Psst, Doc.
Marty, how goes the escape plan?
Escape plan.
How'd you wind up in jail in 1931 anyway?
During my trip to the past, I decided to look into one of Hill Valley's unsolved mysteries.
The fire at the speakeasy.
Exactly. I thought I was safely hidden across the street. But when the fire started, there was a tremendous explosion, and I was knocked unconscious by a stray brick. When I woke up, I was here in jail, charged with arson.
That's horrible.
I know. Worse yet, I still don't know who started the fire.
Where have you been all this time? I missed you.
I've missed you too, Marty. But I thought it was important to let you live your own life for a while, free from the insanity of time travel.
I gotta admit, it was nice to not have my family history blowing up in my face for a few months.
Besides, I've been busy raising my own unpredictable teenagers.
So how are Clara and the kids?
They're fine. Right now we're trying to decide where to send Jules and Vern to college. Clara prefers the 2020s, but I'm partial to the 1960s. We're planning on visiting you and Jennifer in 2011 soon.
Me and Jennifer? In 2011?
Oh, forget I said anything.
Where'd the DeLorean come from? The last time I saw it had been smashed to pieces by a train.
It's a fantastic story. Do you remember when the DeLorean got struck by lightning in 1955?
Yeah?
Unbeknownst to either of us, the lightning produced a temporal duplicate of the time machine, one that was tossed 70 years into the future.
What?
I found out about it during a trip to 2025 and recovered it just in time to stop Griff Tannen from vandalizing the time stream.
Heavy. So that DeLorean...
is for all intents and purposes the exact same machine as the original. Plus or minus little bells and whistles I've added over the years, of course.
So, what were you doing in 1931 anyway?
Oh, nothing terribly exciting. Indulging in a little personal nostalgia, picking up a few rare out-of-print books to surprise Clara on her birthday, solving a historical mystery or two. The usual.
The usual? You lead a pretty unusual life, Doc.
It's an unusual universe, Smarty.
I hate to tell you, Doc, but your last time departed display is on the fritz.
It is? So how did you find me?
I found one of Edna Strickland's shoes in the DeLorean.
How did one of her shoes get in the DeLorean?
Einstein took it from her.
He did? How strange. Einie almost never attacks people. Not without a good reason, anyway.
Hang in there, Doc.
じっとしとけ。これどこ行くね？コーストハウス。行ってみようか。いけへんな。スープキッチンにもう用はない。ああ、こうか。
Hello?
No solicitors!
セールスお断りです。
You gonna buy anything?
No.
Then get out, Tom.
買わないなら帰ってできる。
Hey, can I get some moose?
What does this look like, a hunting lodge?
Majestic Arbs. Transients welcome. I'm not so sure I want to stay in a place that welcomes transients. Wow, looks like they used a real shark.
Don't touch those! These are very sensitive legal documents. Nobody is supposed to handle them but sworn officers of the court. Judge Brown says so.
Judge Brown? Doc. Nice to meet you. I'm Michael, Corleone.
Emmett Brown. But I am a law clerk, not a doctor. Now please get out of my way. I have important business to transact. Naturally, H2A multiplied by the inversion of H has to come out less than expectation value of A, right? Or do we take H
Listen, Emmett, you don't know me, but I'm your friend.
I'm not big on friends. They get in the way of work.
Listen, I understand you're working on a new invention in your lab.
Invention? You must have me mixed up with somebody else. I'm in law. I have absolutely no interest in science. Let's start over.
Come on, wait up a minute.
You again? Can't you see I'm busy?
Come on.
Okay, so you don't want your old man to know. That's fine. Listen, we all keep secrets. But I'm telling you, you can level with me about this science project of yours.
I am not a scientist. Go ahead, ask me what E equals.
What does E equal?
I have absolutely no idea. See? I don't know where you got your information from about me, mister, but you're wrong, wrong, wrong!
科学者じゃない。ちょっと。ちょっと。ちょっと。
I better not. Those lawyers sound kind of nasty.
あらら。僕ダメだったよ。あ、帰ってきた。
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Come on, you could trust me, Doc. Emmett, it's your future I'm looking out for, in more ways than one.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you and science.
Oh, that word again! If you insinuate I'm a scientist once more, I'll sue you for defamation of character! Now if H stands for one-dimensional harmonic oscillator...
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone!
ロケットドリルについての話をしたらいかんのやな。
See, I'm sort of in the science business myself. That's why I sought you out.
Not that I care in the least, because science is the furthest thing from my own area of interest, which is law, but I don't believe you.
It's true. I'm a scientist.
So tell me something, Mr. Scientist, from your vast storehouse of scientific knowledge.
The leg bone's connected to the thigh bone?
Amazing.
Come on, Doc. Emmett, drop the Legal Eagle Act. I got something more important for you to do.
Mr. Corleone, I'll have you know that the law is the very mortar that holds society together, and we in the legal profession are like brick masons building the edifice of the future.
Your dad tell you that?
Every morning.
Emmett, about your...
Don't say it.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
So, Emmett, what time are you through with work?
Depends. On weeknights, Pop sometimes keeps me in the office till 9.
9 at night? But today's Saturday.
Right. So I probably won't get off before 10.
How about you knock off work early and I'll buy you a beer, or soda. What do you say?
Don't try to tempt me from my duty with sugary beverages. Keeping the wheels of justice turning, that's my one passion in life. Besides, if I left before 8, my pop would kill me.
What's this important business you're up to?
It's a legal matter, very complicated, very abstruse. I need to obtain 5 sets of initials on every copy of this writ of indemnification before before Judge Brown can even think of granting a waiver to the party in the first part.
You have no idea what it's about, do you?
That's how important it is.
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
Emmett, about your...
Don't say it.
ロケットドリルの話してくれへん。話聞いてくれない。なるほど。話聞いて。こんにちは。
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
お話しかしてくれへん。
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
Okay.
Emmett, about your...
Don't say it.
OK。ロケットドリルの話はもうできないので。
Or do we take H to stand for Thermidian line operation?
ちょっと特に相談しに行こ
H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A might be equal to A's expectation value, and only if the coefficient of friction remains constant and the gravitational constant is even possible? Oh, let's start over. Force equals mass times acceleration, of course. That's Newton. But how many newtons are required to maintain a constant mass?
君は話を聞いてくれないよ。
Psst, Doc! Well, I met your younger self.
Great!
And I gotta say, you're kind of uptight.
What?
You won't even talk to me.
I find that hard to believe. Tell me what happened.
I tried asking him about your rocket drill, but he says he's not a scientist.
What? What? Oh, Father.
What's he got to do with this?
In 1931, I was still deathly afraid of my father discovering the truth about my scientific predilections, so I carefully kept them under wraps, practicing science at odd hours, away from his prying eyes.
That sucks.
It sucked a lot. Fortunately, I eventually stood up to him, but right now, my younger self probably thinks you've been sent by my father to check up on me.
What do I do to convince Teen Doc that I'm not a spy?
I'm not sure.
何や分からへんのかい。
Why does your younger self mutter all the time?
Muttering? Why would I be muttering? I never mutter unless... The Hill Valley Expo!
The Expo?
Yes, the Expo! How could I have forgotten? In a few months, the younger me will put on a demonstration at the Hill Valley Exposition, my first public foray into the world of science. Everyone in town will be there, including a number of noted inventors who shaped my career.
So, it was a big success?
No, it was a miserable failure, but it was a spectacularly miserable failure, one which marked my transition from an amateur garage scientist into a professional seeker of truth.
What does this expo have to do with you muttering all the time?
When I was younger, I used to relieve stress by working on complex mathematical conundrums. No doubt my younger self is working on some impossible problem in an attempt to work off cerebral steam in the weeks before the exposition. What was I muttering about?
I don't know. H to the something with an inverse of something else. I'm not so good at equations.
That's too bad. I bet if we could solve my younger self's problem, he'd be more inclined to listen to you.
Let's talk about your younger self's problems later.
Okay, but don't forget we're on a bit of a deadline here.
Auto save.じゃあドックにお話ししに行きますか。どこにおるんやろ。なんねんもう。 してやろう。ドク。
I don't need to go in there anymore.
OK。ドク。どこ。はい、出た。
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Emmett, about
Don't
your...
say it.
エキスポはどうしたね、エキスポは。エキスポはどうしたね、エキスポは。どっか話聞いてくれへんで。どうしたらええねん。どこ教えてくれ。
Doc! I'm still not making any headway with your younger self, Doc.
Really?
わかんで。
I still can't figure out what your younger self is muttering about.
Blast! If only I could hear him myself.
You know, your younger self seems really dedicated to the law.
It's a facade, I assure you. I had to keep up appearances to appease my father.
What do I do to convince Teen Doc that I'm not a spy?
I'm not sure. Maybe if we solve that problem he's working on, he'll be more inclined to trust you.
Huh?
I still can't figure out what your younger self is muttering about.
Blast! If only I could hear him myself.
Let's talk about your younger self's problems later.
Okay, but don't forget we're on a bit of a deadline here.
何かを見せなければいけないのか。ノートを見せてみるか。よし。ちか。ビデオカメラもすげえな、せたもんな。
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
ああ、全然ダメですね。
Emmett, about
Don't
your...
say it. Or do we take a...
トイちゃんのスパイじゃないと分かってもらえる。
line operator. Well, in that case, h to the a multiplied by the inverse of a might...
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Emmett, about
Don't
your...
say it. Oh, think, Emmett, think. H to the a multiplied by the inverse of a. H to the a multiplied by the inverse of a. Oh. Let's start over. 4
ダメか。
equals mass times acceleration.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
Emmett, about
Don't
your...
say it.
無理なの分かったよ。ちょっと待って。
This notebook has all of Doc's plans for the flux capacitor and the DeLorean. I'd better make sure it never falls into the wrong hands.
ノートを見せちゃう。
This notebook has all of Doc's plans for the flux capacitor and the DeLorean. I'd better make sure it never falls into the wrong hands.
これ見せる。ちょっと。 Just
Not sure what that.
なんだよ。
Or do we take H to stand for Hermitian line operator? But in that case, H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A might well be equal to A's expectation value, but only if the coefficient of friction remains constant and the gravitational constant is variable. Wait, is that even possible?
Nah.
Now if H stands for one-dimensional
Will you just give me a chance?
harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Damn it. About your.
Say it.
もう今使えるアイテムこれしかない。ああ。走るとダメだ。
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
Damn it. About your.
Say it.
何かアイテムを見せるのよな、多分な。
This notebook has all of Doc's plans for the flux capacitor and the DeLorean. I'd better make sure it never falls into the wrong hands. Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Damn it. About your.
Say it. Dimensional harmonic oscillator, then naturally H2. Or do we take H to stand for Hermitian line operator? But in that case, H. A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Damn it. About your.
Say it. Oh, let's start over.
こうなってしまうよな。
Equals mass times acceleration, of course. That's Newton. But how many newtons are required to maintain constant mass? Acceleration is produced by the inverse of the derivative of the speed relative to the speed of light.
Not sure what that.
なんや、どうしたらええんや。
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
アイテムの使い方がよく
Damn
わ
it.
からない。
About your.
Say it. Or do we take H? Stand for Hermitian line operator. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A might be equal to A.
変わっちゃうね。そうだね。どうしたらいいのかな。アインシュタイン。
Hey, how you doing, Einie?
アインシュタインは関係ないね。ああ、さっき飛んできたものはどこに聞きに行くんや。何喋ってたか全然わからないんだったけど。どこ教えて。遠いんだよな。11。ダッシュももうちょっと早ならんかな。 したよ。
So, Doc, does this ring a bell?
Oh, think, Emmett, think. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Good grief! Is that me? I sound so...
Young?
I was going to say intense. I forgot how wound up I used to get.
Yeah, but what are you muttering about?
Oh, that's easy. It's Ivanov's conundrum. Just tell my younger self that H equals the Hamiltonian operator.
Won't giving him the answer mess up the time stream?
Only if it turns out that reality is actually nothing more than a holographic illusion created by the interplay of subatomic particles on a vast two-dimensional membrane.
So...
It'll be fine.
こう伝えればいい。伝えに行ってくるわ。A じゃなくて H にしたらいいってことやろ。
Now, if H stands for one...
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Maybe H equals the Hamiltonian operator.
What did you just say?
I said maybe H equals the...
Hamiltonian operator?
Yeah.
Great Scott! If H is the Hamiltonian, then H to the A multiplied by the inverse of H can only be the same as the expectation value for A. That's it! That's the solution to Ivanov's conundrum, the problem I've been wrestling with in my head all week!
I'm sure you would have figured it out by yourself in a day or two. The way you figured out how to build that rocket-powered drill.
Where did you learn so much about science?
Well, it's like this.
You know about my rocket power drill? Then there can only be one explanation.
What?
You're from the patent office. I confess I didn't quite know what to expect when I sent the paperwork, but I never expected this. Welcome! I'm at your service. What can I do for you?
Can I see your rocket-powered drill?
Of course, of course. Naturally, it's just a scale model, but it's nearly operational. I can show it to you, say, first thing in the morning?
もっと早くいいな。
Nah, that's no good. I need to see a full-size model. That's fully operational. Tonight. Otherwise, we'll have to award the patent to a competing inventor, Dr. McCoy.
It can't be done! I mean, it might be possible to construct a full-size working model in that time frame, but I haven't got the main ingredient for the fuel.
I'll get it for you. What is it?
190 proof grain alcohol. And you know how difficult it is to get a hold of alcohol these days.
Especially now that someone's blown up the speakeasy.
And besides, there's no way I can get off work until I've delivered the subpoena. It's part of the investigation into the business affairs of Kid Tannen. Is it vitally important you see that rocket-powered drill today?
Yes. Is it vitally important you deliver that subpoena today?
Yes!
Listen, I'll help you deliver it, and I'll see to it you get the alcohol you need. If it'll help you get that drill finished by tonight. Deal?
Deal. Here's the subpoena.
Arthur McFly? I've got to subpoena my grandpa?
No! It's Kid Tannen.
Hey, I just saw him at the soup kitchen, yelling at Arthur McFly.
I'm not surprised. Arthur does the books for his business.
What kind of business?
That's what the DA is trying to find out.
Let's go talk to him.
No!
Why not? Kid Tannen can tell us where Arthur's hiding.
Yeah, well, he can also have us fitted for a Chicago overcoat.
靴磨く場所なのあそこ。
This subpoena's for Arthur McFly?
Have you seen him?
For a few seconds in the soup kitchen, but I think he's gone back into hiding.
Brilliant deduction, Einstein.
アインシュタイン反応してる。
What do you know about Arthur McFly?
Certified accountant. Graduated Hill Valley 5 classes ahead of me. Seems like a nice fellow, actually.
知り合いやん。
How did he get mixed up with a guy like Kid Tannen?
Who knows? Sometimes people find themselves stuck in situations they can't get out of.
How about Kid Tannen? What do we know about him?
He's loud, he's obnoxious, he's not very bright, and he doesn't like anybody getting in his way.
Yep, that's a Tannen, all right.
タネンはタネンなんだね。
Some of us down at the patent office are wondering, what made you think of a rocket-powered drill?
Ah, that'd be Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne. It was a revelation.
Yeah, that's kind of what we figured. Have you read The Time Machine?
H.G. Wells? Not yet, but it's on my list.
This might be a stupid question, but couldn't you have designed your rocket-powered drill to run on fuel that, isn't illegal?
Illegal? What does law have to do with science? Science has its own laws. You of all people should know that.
We'll get that subpoena delivered, or my name isn't...
Michael Corleone!
Yeah. You have to deliver a lot of subpoenas?
Father's always sending me out to do these dirty jobs. He wants to expose me to different kinds of people. All he's exposed me to is a lot of new curse words.
If serving subpoenas is such dirty work, why don't you just say no?
Look, what's the worst thing that can happen to me on this job?
You could get shot.
Yeah, well, believe me, that's nothing compared to what I'll get if I mouth off to my pop.
Any idea where we could find Artie?
Not a jot. If only we had a way of tracking him.
Fly.
But couldn't you tweak your engine design a little so it runs on something else?
Like what?
I don't know. Gas, maybe?
Gasoline? Pfft, yesterday's news. You'll see. By 1940, automobiles will all run on pure alcohol.
We'll get that subpoena delivered. Hey, Miss Strickland.
Oh, hello, Mr. Corleone. Try not to draw any undue attention my way. I'm on the trail of a hot new scoop, as we in the newspaper business say.
What's the scoop?
I've heard rumors that something shady is going on at the Sisters of Mercy Soup Kitchen. It's under new management, you know. And, we mustn't jump to any conclusions. Not till the facts are in. I hope to heaven it is just a rumor. That soup kitchen is the front line in the good fight. If it goes bad, what will happen to the Stay Sober Society? Not to mention all the charitable institutions that depend on me for soup deliveries.
Did you finish the story you interviewed me for? About Carl Sagan?
Yes, but those pig-headed editors at the paper rejected it. They said my story was slanted, and that I was glorifying a suspected arsonist. As if their stories aren't always glorifying the criminal vermin that run this town. This whole thing makes me so mad I could spit. Though of course I never would. There's an ordinance against it, and it's so untidy.
You make hot soup deliveries?
It's one of my many small contributions to the good cause. Healthy bodies, healthy souls, or so one hopes. I pick up barrels of hot soup at the kitchen, and I deliver them hither and thither. Hill Valley Orphanage, the St. Francis Xavier Ranch for Unwanted Children, Foggy Mountain Home for the Incurably Insane, Shady Acres Rest Home. Oh, I can barely keep track of them all. It's a very big job.
Yeah, I can help you deliver soup. I donate a lot of time to charities.
Oh? Which ones?
The, Mario Brothers.
Ah, yes. The Italians do so many good works.
If you'll just fix it so I can pick up the barrels of soup.
Now hold your horses, let's not get overeager. I drive the soup cycle in this town, and I'm not about to turn it over to an upstart. But if you're well connected with the local charitable institutions...
Yeah?
You can let me know when they're running low on soup.
As a matter of fact, I do know a local charity that's running low on soup.
Oh? Who?
The farm for unwanted children.
Perhaps their parents don't want them because they eat too much. All right, Edna, just think of all those poor unfortunates and hold your nose. Mr. Donnelly!
あらあら。あらあら。持って行っちゃったよ。ドク。ドク。
Doc! Your younger self needs 190 proof booze to fuel his rocket drill.
Oh, that could be a problem.
I know, we're both underage.
Underage, nothing. It's 1931 and alcohol's been outlawed throughout the country. Are you sure you're about to graduate from high school?
I'm kidding, Doc. It was a joke.
A joke? If I live to be 100, and I almost have, I'll never understand the teenage compunction to make a joke out of everything.
Hang in there, Doc.
こっちか？この時代のどこか？あれ、俺やん。さっき走り抜けていったの。こいつやな。はいはい。エメットのところにスープを。
Nice bike. Huffy?
Huffy? I'm not huffy. I'm passionate. Passionate about justice, safety, law, and order.
Never mind. Hey, Miss Strickland.
Oh, hello, Mr. Corleone. Try not to draw any undue attention my way. I'm on the trail of a hot new scoop, as we in the newspaper business say.
You asked me to tell you if one of the local charities is running low on soup.
Does somebody need a visit from my soup cycle?
ドクんところやで。なんやこれ。意味がわからへんで。
The rest home.
Those dear old-timers. Soup is one of the few pleasures they have left.
ああ、言ってしまうんや。それじゃないんですね。もうその単語を知らないけど。言ってしまいました。ドク。
We'll get that subpoena delivered.
ドク。いいねー。
What the hell, Matches? You got kiwi all over my socks!
Sorry, boss.
Get out of here! How about you?
Huh?
I'm sitting at a shoe shine booth. You walk up. Either you're here to shine my shoes, or you got a death wish. Which is it?
Hey, I represent United Charities of Hill Valley. Can you authorize me to pick up soup from your establishment and deliver it to some very deserving souls?
Nah, that Strickland dame's got the charity racket pretty much locked up. No point in giving her competition.
I'm looking for a guy named Arthur McFly. He's my, sort of a relative.
Well, he's my employee, and he's very busy today.
Since you're Arthur's boss, you know where he is, right?
He's at the, office.
Where's the office?
I forget.
So when do you think Arthur will be leaving the office?
When I tell him he can leave the office. Hey, you're Mr. Spy.
Isn't that Arthur McFly's hat you're holding?
It was McFly's hat. Now, it's my peanut ball.
Never mind. Edna Strickland thinks your soup kitchen might not be on the up and up.
That dame gets on my nerves. Got a great pair of gams, though.
So, one more thing about that hat.
You're testing my patience, boy.
Could I buy Arthur's hat off you?
Could you keep your mind on your work, huh? Shoeshine boy? Hanging on to my peanut ball.
Can I have some peanuts?
Why not? I'm a magnanimous kind of guy. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
Don't mind if I do.
All right, break time's over. Back to work.
How's that? Shiny enough?
Yeah, that'll do. Stay nearby, though. I scuff easy. Wait a minute. Didn't I see you at the jailhouse, John, with that Carl Sagan rat? I hope you weren't planning on trying to spring him, because I got other plans.
Bye-bye.
We'll get that subpoena delivered.
Aquiだぜ。バーンつってやるわけね。
And keep an eye on Trixie. That broad's going all squirrely on me.
You got it, kid.
Well, you gonna stand there like an okie, or you gonna shine my shoes?
Okay.
About that Carl Sagan guy. I'm sure he wasn't the one who burned down your speakeasy, social club.
You're touching a sensitive nerve, shoeshine boy. A little more rubbing, a little less talking.
I guess you won't talk about your business.
Why not? I got nothing to hide. I recently acquired controlling interest in the Sisters of Mercy soup kitchen.
So, one more thing about that hat.
You're testing my patience, boy.
Could I buy Arthur's hat off you?
Could you keep your mind on your work, huh? Shoeshine boy? I'm hanging on to my peanut ball.
あら、ダメなんや。
I sure could go for some peanuts.
ピーナッツちょうだい。
Lucky for you, I'm in a giving mood.
Thank you.
Hey, kid! Yeah? What the hell is that? Hey!
Get to the thing!
What'd you do?
いつものやつだぜ。Oh.
Give me that hat, you lousy crook! Emmett! Emmett! Nobody makes a monkey out of Kid Tannen! Hey!
5分だ。
Ow! Fix me up!
Where'd you learn how to move like that?
Sandlot football. They used to call me the Streak.
Get out!
おじいちゃんの帽子。セーブしよう。はい。一緒か。OK。ここまでにしましょう。